Hey guys, it's NarenZade, and this is a game against BeastBookorNot. He's playing his Empire, and I am playing my Skaven list that I'm bringing to the 2500 Sylvania GT. Here are my spells. For my Gracier, you got Skitterleap, Wither, Death Frenzy, Scorch. My Gracier, or my Engineer without the Warp Energy Condenser took Crack's Call. My Engineer with the Warp Energy Condenser took Warp Lightning. Here are his spells on his level 4: Comet, Chain Lightning, Harmonic Convergence, and Ice Shard Blizzard. Here's a look at deployment. On his left, he has a unit of knights, just 5 standard knights. The unit that vanguarded up are Outriders. Behind his hand is a unit of like 15 knights with Steel Standard, BSB, his level 4, and Karl Franz, the Emperor of the Empire. To the right, Steam Tank, 4 demis with a banner. To the right, Steam Tank, 4 demis with a banner. My units are Red Dart, Help Hit, Warp Lightning, 49 Slaves with the Doom Rocket Gentle Sir installed. Sideways Slaves with the Bunker have the MR3 guy, the Gracier, and the BSB. In there is my unit above them is the unit of Stormbringer with the Armor Piercing Banner, and my Big Bad Warlord. To the right of them is my Engineer with 49 Slaves, Rat Dart, Warp Lightning. Here's a look at the right side of the board. He's got 5 knights over there in the upper right hand corner. On my far left is the Rat Dart next to those slaves, Doom Wheel, Rat Dart, and a bunch of gutter runners. Turn 1. I get turn 1. So I rocket my Doom Wheel straight forward. I'm going to try and hit some demis. I went a little bit too far though, so I'm a little bit nervous. I don't want to get charged up and lose them. I move my gutter runners on the right hand side up to 18 inches away so I can shoot my slings. My Help Hit moves up. I'm pretty comfortable with him being there. Unfortunately, he's kind of close to my Rat Dart, and he will take a panic check if they get exploded, so I'm kind of nervous about that. Otherwise, I push forward like this because I want to touch those knights. I want to touch his Steam Tank. I just want to touch something. I want to fight it. So movement's fairly straightforward. I get a big magic phase. I get 11 dice. I throw 2 dice at Skitterleap, and does not go off. So that's unfortunate. So no more casting from my Gracier, but I really don't want those Outriders there blocking me up or anything like that. So what I do is I take 6 dice and I hurl it at Warp Lightning because I want to get rid of those Outriders, and pop goes the Outriders, and my miscast is a 7. I lose 3 slaves. We go to the shooting phase, and my Doom Wheel decides it wants to shoot and misfires and rockets backwards. So it's kind of out of the game-ish right now, but you know, what are you going to do? Here's just an overview of the board. So we go to his turn. On the right-hand side, he charges with his unit of 4 knights. I managed to kill one with the gutter runners last turn. His Steam Tank generates, each of them generate 4 steam points. This one takes 2 wounds and generates 2 more steam points. He needs an 11 first charge over there, and God bless America, he makes it. So those knights on the right hand side slam into my gutter runner, so they're probably as good as dead. His Steam Tank rockets forward. He throws 3 dice in it, rolls something like a 16. So the Steam Tank ends up like 5 inches from my Storm Vermin. So I'm going to pop the Potion of Strength and go into them. He moves up like so. On the Steam Tank that has the wounds on it, he throws Harmonic Convergence on it because he knows it's going to get charged. He shoots a cannonball. He shoots 2 cannonballs at my Warp Lightning Cannon. Does 1 wound. He shoots his Steam Gun at my Storm Vermin and kills about, I want to say 9 or so. In close combat, my Gutter Runners, they do a bunch of damage to his knights on the right-hand side. I get like 7 or 8 wounds, but, you know, no ones. My Gutter Runners lose combat by 2, charge and a wound, and I stick it. So that's pretty great. So we go to my turn. I pop my Potion of Strength and I charge with my Storm Vermin, and my Help Hit moves towards those 5 knights. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. I move up my slaves so then that way he can't get into my storm vermin. There's the plan. I move my rat dart in front of his demigryphs over here, and I move my doom wheel straight up. I move through the forest. I don't take a dangerous terrain, so that's good. During the magic phase, I get a pretty decent phase. Not too much, but I do get Death Frenzy off on my storm vermin because I need to kill this. I need to kill the steam tank, and I'm getting +2 attacks on my warlord, so can't complain about that. During the shooting phase, my doom wheel misfires again, and for the first time, skadoosh, misfires into a flank charge on some demis. So I will take that every time. I fire at his steam tank, and I manage to do no wounds to it with one warp lightning cannon. The other warp lightning cannon misfires and fires off the board. I shoot a 21-inch doom rocket and move it up, and I kill 3 knights, so that's alright. We go to close combat over here on the right, and I do something like 6 more wounds again, or 8 more wounds, and he fails one of them, but he beats me in combat, kills a bunch of slaves, and I escape. So not too bad there. With the demis over here, I smash them. I do what is that, 4 wounds through impact hits. I roll something like 6 or 7 impact hits. He does 1 to me. He needs 7 or 8 to stick, and rolls a 10. So those demis flee, and I overrun. I don't quite make it, however. In the combat with the steam tank, I do 5 wounds, and then I reform like so. 5 or 6 wounds, so it's got like 3 wounds left. The help hit hits, and the help hit obliterates. And I overrun far enough so that I am out of line of sight of the knight unit, and that spells real trouble for my opponent. So on the right, he charges his knights, runs my gutter runners off. I lied, those demigryphs didn't break. I don't know why he was flipping me off. I think maybe he failed the first one and then had to reroll it or something. No, he rolled a reform. Kept his break test, couldn't reform, so I was stuck in his flank. Apologies for that one. The demigryphs attempt to charge the doom wheel over there also, but they fail and they end up like so. He charges his knights into my storm vermin, and I'm okay with it because he's only going to hit like 1 guy, so not too worried. Steam tank only has 1 or 2 wounds remaining, like I said, so hopefully I'll be able to slip those through. Here's an overarching view of the board. He goes to cast Harmonic Convergence across the board and does so. So there that is. During the shooting phase, he kills a couple of my Skaven here, or my slaves, so that's no big deal. He can't quite get into me with the steam tank when he tried to do that. That's just showing that. In close combat over here, my grind kills another demigryph, and I beat them, and they're not steadfast, and I charge them, but I can't overrun. So now what I'm going to do on my turn is I'm going to smash it right into the side of that steam tank. It has 5 wounds on it from, I shot a warp lightning last turn, did 5 wounds to it, so that was good. And now I'm getting ready to smash them. Man, I love smashing steam tanks. Anyway, we go to combat over here, and I beat the crap out of the steam tank. He kills a couple storm vermin. I win. He sticks. We reform like so. I have my warlord in base contact with Karl Franz. I'm getting an additional 2 attacks, so I'm strength 6. And with Death Frenzy, I have 8 attacks and 7 attacks from my Bonebreaker. So I'm looking forward to smashing Karl Franz into little pieces. This is what the flank looks like of those knights, so I'm going to get a flank charge in with my slaves next turn. Just a close-up of the duel between Karl Franz and my warlord. So the combat, so that's after combat. We go to my turn. Flank charge with the slaves, charge the demigryphs, charge the steam tank with the doom wheel. Help hit tries to make it into the rear of the knights, but can't do so. But what are you going to do? I move my engineer out so I can throw Crack's Call down. You know, all these demis. I crack Skull, but I don't do anything. It doesn't kill anything. I'm pretty sure the rest of my magic phase is a bust. So we go to shooting. I deal 4 more wounds to the steam tank from my arc lightning. This is combat over here with the slaves. The demis obviously, or no, the demis stick, needing, I think they needed like an 8 or a 9 on leadership, and they got it, so no surprise there. Here's the close combat. My warlord does 2 wounds to Karl Franz. He kills a couple storm vermin in return, but then my rat ogre bonebreaker goes, and the emperor goes down. So the emperor goes down. I win combat by, I think, like 3. He fails his 2 break tests and he runs away. My storm vermin fail to catch him, but the slaves get him. And it's at that point that my opponent calls it. I can't blame him. There's not much he has left with a 1 wound steam tank and fleeing unit demis and 3 demis left. So that's the end of that game. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to going to the Sylvania GT. I'm going to be doing a thing with Skaven AZ in the Sustainable Center on Anthony's channel, and I'm also going to be doing something with Whoopi later this week, probably tomorrow. So I hope you guys have a good one. I'll see you later.